Why Game of Thrones final season was so rushed. Note contains spoilers for Game of Thrones up to the penultimate episode, The Bells. It's fair to say that the final season of Game of Thrones has proven a touch divisive. It was always going to prove a tall order, bringing such a wildly popular series to a close in a way that pleases everyone. But all the same, Video Game of Thrones actually has a little bit of science in all that fantasy BUZZ60. One of the most common criticisms facing these last episodes is that they feel like a mad dash to the finish. From the surprise, this isn't something unique to Season 8, either. The previous season, it's certainly interesting to note that, while the television series was already moving away from Martin's books and including more and more original material, it was after production of the 6th season, at which point the 5 completed novels had been more or less exhausted, that Benioff and Weiss made public their decision to wrap up the TV show. And it was very explicitly their decision. It's no surprise that HBO was in no rush to see its biggest money maker come to an end. HBO. Hence why there's now a number of Game of Thrones follow-ups in the works, spin-offs that Benioff and Weiss were making clear they'd have no part of way back in 2016, before it had even been officially confirmed that HBO were developing any such series. For his part, George R.R. Martin, who, again, does have a financial stake in all of this, has said that GOT could have continued for as many as 13 seasons, even suggesting that it would take at least that many for the show to be completely. Martin was joking, but it's a fair point. After almost a decade working on Game of Thrones, Benioff and Weiss are probably ready to move on. And that's fair enough, regardless of any fan backlash to this final season, and despite HBO apparently cooling on their controversial slavery drama Confederate, the pair continue to find themselves in high demand. Their series of Star Wars movies will be the next major outing for one of cinema's biggest franchises post-Rise of Skywalker, while they're also the subject of a bidding war between Netflix, Amazon, Disney, Apple, HBO/Warner Media and Comcast. According to Deadline Gallery, is that a hand? Mistakes eagle-eyed. Having originally started work on Game of Thrones under the assumption that Martin's book series would be completed by the time their TV series was due to reach a conclusion, it's also worth bearing in mind that, whatever you think of their efforts, finishing the show without a blueprint was not the job they signed up for. So while not everyone might be happy with this final season, and while any future rewatch of Game of Thrones will feel like a seriously lopsided experience as the show shifts from a more measured pace to simpler blockbuster fare, it is easy to understand exactly why Benioff and Weiss might want to be out from under this juggernaut they created as soon as possible. MSN UK are empowering happiness for Mental Health Awareness Month. Find out more.
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.